Hello, I have Selena here with me to talk to you about one of my favorite polygons, the quadrilateral. The quadrilateral is one of my favorites because there are many different quadrilaterals that we can talk about. In fact, we are going to get out our box of sticks and we're going to make a whole bunch of quadrilaterals, and then we're going to talk to you about what makes them all different. So we're going to go ahead and make some quadrilaterals. If we were together, I would let you do that. But we're going to make some quadrilaterals right now, and then we're going to talk about it when we're all done. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Okay, we're back. We just built all of these quadrilaterals you see in front of you. We had a couple interesting ones come out that we had to remake because we ended up having the same ones. So we wanted to make sure that we were building as many different kinds as we could. So we're going to start, we're going to push them off to the side, but I wanted you to see that we built all of these. We want to start with this purple one and this black one right here. So you might be saying, Miss Chris, you said you wanted to make all different ones, but you have two that are the same. I do kind of have two that are the same. I have a square. I'm gonna make a label for that, square. A square is a quadrilateral that has four sides that are all exactly the same length and 4 90-degree angles. So these are squares. But what happens if I do this? Uh-oh.
It's not a square.
It's not a square anymore. This still has four sides. I can't pick that up. This still has four sides that are all equal, all the same length, but now it has no angles that equal 90 degrees. This is called a rhombus. A rhombus is a quadrilateral that has four equal sides and no right angles. A rhombus. So a square and a rhombus both have all four equal sides, but a square has four right angles and a rhombus has no right angles. We're going to set these right up here. I know it gets a little shadowy up there. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's talk about this one here. I'm going to just put them down here like this. Oh, you can't see that. Put it this way. Okay, here I have two rectangles. I'm going to make a sign for a rectangle. We have done a lot of work with rectangles. Area of rectangles, equivalence with rectangles. Rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. A rectangle is a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral, that has two pairs of parallel lines. Each pair is the same length. So these top one and bottom one are the same, and the right and the left ones are the same. And there's four right angles. So a rectangle has two pairs of parallel lines, four right angles, and the opposite sides are equal. So these are rectangles. But watch, oh, you can't see that. Watch what happens when I do this. Whoa, no. That's not a rectangle anymore, but it still has two pairs of parallel lines that are the same length on the opposite sides. You also know what this is because we found the area of these. Do you remember, Selena?
A parallelogram.
Parallelogram.
It's a tipped rectangle.
Mm-hmm. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral that has two sides that are the same, parallel to each other, and two other sides that are the same, parallel to each other, and no right angles. Parallelogram. I'm going to turn our rectangle this direction so it can fit. And this rhombus is all weird. There we go. Okay, so you might be saying, gosh, there were more rectangles or more quadrilaterals out. There were. Let's look at this guy right here. Oh, hold on. We're going to have to move these ones off. and then bring them back at the end. Okay, you might be saying, gosh, I saw this other one. This is a quadrilateral. We know that because it has 4 sides, but none of the sides are the same, and there aren't any right angles, and nothing's parallel. It's really weird, but it's still 4 sides, so it's still a quadrilateral. This is just called a common quadrilateral.
This kind of looks like a right angle.
It kind of does. Here, I'll fix it for you.
Now
Oh,
it's almost like a triangle.
It was even more like, there we go. A common quadrilateral has 4 sides. None of them are equal. Well, it doesn't matter. There could be 2 that are equal, but there are no parallel lines, and there's nothing making them normal. Set common off to the side. Now I want to talk about this one. You might be familiar with this one. I set it that direction so that you would get to see it in its traditional shape. Here we have 2 sides that are the same length next to each other or adjacent to each other. And here we have 2 sides that are the same length adjacent to each other. And we have no right angles. This is called a kite. Just like a kite that you would go fly, this is a kite. It looks just like a kite, doesn't it?
Like an old-fashioned kite.
An old-fashioned kite. Okay. Okay, we're back. We had a computer battery malfunction, and so now we're back. We're plugged in and ready to go. So this was our last quadrilateral to look at. This quadrilateral is special because it has a pair of parallel lines, the top and the bottom here, and they're different lengths. And these other 2 lines are not parallel. In this example, they are the same length. They don't have to be the same length, but this one, they are the same length. And this one with a parallel lower base and upper base is called a trapezoid. Trapezoids are a lot of fun, I think. There's different kinds of trapezoids, just like we've talked about different kinds of quadrilaterals. And when we talk about parts of a trapezoid, we'll talk about more types of trapezoids, and we'll draw them and label them in our journals. Okay, so here is a trapezoid. We're going to go back through all of the quadrilaterals and talk through their definitions one more time. And then in your journal, you are going to make a kind of a list of the different types of quadrilaterals and their name and their definition, so that helps you remember all the different quadrilaterals. We started with a square. And a square is special. A square has 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. A square is very perfect. Okay, and then next to the square was a square, but became tilted and off of its sides. And this one with 4 equal sides, but no right angles, is called a rhombus. Then we talked about when we have 4 sides, 2 pairs of parallel sides and all right angles, that is a special quadrilateral called a rectangle. And a rectangle has 2 pairs of parallel sides that are the same, and then 4 right angles. And in contrast to that, a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel lines that are the same, but no right angles, is called a parallelogram. And so it's kind of like a square and a rhombus are related, and a rectangle and a parallelogram are related. I'm going to slide these out of our way again so we can see our other couple. Okay. Here we have a quadrilateral, that's okay. Here we have a quadrilateral that has no parallel sides, no right angles, nothing special about it. It's common. It's a common quadrilateral. Then we have this one that's our classic kite shape, which is a kite. 2 these adjacent sides are the same length, and these adjacent sides are the same length.
I got excited about the kite. I was really excited to get it out there.
And here's our last quadrilateral to look at. This has 1 pair of parallel sides. They're different length, and the other 2 lines are moving In this case, it seems like they're moving towards each other like convergent lines, and that's a trapezoid. For your follow-up, like I said before, you are going to draw an example of each of the type of quadrilaterals along the left-hand side of your journal page, and then you're going to label them, and then a definition of what makes that quadrilateral specific to that type of picture that you drew. We have so many more things to talk about quadrilaterals. There's even a family tree of quadrilaterals that we'll do next. Not next today, but we'll do another video for you another day, but you'll get to do that soon. We're going to do parts of some of these quadrilaterals, and then we're going to find the area of some of them. We already know area of squares and rectangles and parallelograms, but you're going to learn area of rhombuses and trapezoids next. Those are exciting ones. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.